Well, now that we have the Impreza running properly, everything's going good with it, cooling system's working good, it's time to start getting ready for the dyno for real this time. I think this will be the 5th time I've said I'm going to take it to the dyno, and I think this time we're actually going to do it. So really everything's good to go. I might change the oil, things like that, but really I want to upgrade my catch can system. I have these 2 small ones which probably do pretty good overall, but I decided I want to have a big catch can system just because honestly I don't know how healthy this engine is. I ran quite a few miles with it being super rich on one side and super lean on the other side. So, and the problem with that is all of a sudden you could damage things because it's too lean, and you could damage things because it's too rich. So both sides, who knows what kind of condition they're in. They all kind of compression test at the same level, so I don't think anything too major is done, but I could see there being a little more blow by. So the way to fix that is a good catch can system. And we'll just see how long this lasts. Obviously, in a perfect world, it's a new engine, so it'd be perfectly healthy, but we had a lot of problems, so I could see that shortening the lifespan of this engine. Hopefully not, but you never know. So honestly, it'd be nice to just buy a catch can, but as you can see, we don't have a lot of room. I could put something there. Could put something there, but I don't want to. It's already tight there, so I think I'm going to just put them where these old ones are. I'm going to make one that fits here and just kind of fills this area. I think that'll look good and it'll keep it clean. So, and I think I have enough aluminum sitting around that I can build one pretty easily. So I guess start by removing those and figuring out a plan for the new one. All right, we have all the pieces cut out. These are the sides, top, bottom, back, so on and so on. So, hard part of cutting everything out is done. Using a skill saw with a metal blade is the best way to cut aluminum. That's what I've found. So, I'm still waiting for fittings to come in. Then I can drill some holes for my fittings, and then we can get this welded up. Should be able to knock this out pretty quick. So we got all of the bungs welded in. For the most part, went pretty good. I decided to weld from the inside like this. That way, just has a more clean look on the outside. And then when it's powder coated, I think it's going to turn out really good. So yeah, now that all the bungs are welded up, we can actually start piecing things together. Well, things are pretty tacked together. Everything's on, except for the top. I'll do that last. But coming together pretty good so far. And I just made one mistake. That hole should have been over here, because that is where my coil is. So that kind of sucks, but hopefully I can make it work still. Gonna go something like that. Should look pretty good. So now the fun part of welding it all together. Well, we have it pretty much where it's going to be. Have all the brackets mounted and everything. That I still need to either probably do a riv nut into the frame, but that's all there. Then there's a little leg down there to prop it up. But with it all pretty solid in there, and it looks pretty cool. But problem is, we are already hitting the hood on this, and we still need to put the filter on top. I found this is a blower for, or this is a filter for a backpack blower. I just went to my local small engines store and looked at all their filters and found this one. And I wanted to do something like this, because that way, if I need to change this out, I can just go buy one off the shelf instead of having to do some custom thing. That way, I can just walk in and say, hey, I need this filter. So, should make it pretty easy. And I thought it was pretty much done, but unfortunately, the filter is gonna go right there. And I'm gonna cut a hole so it sits on there, but I still have, about a 1/4 inch. And we're already hitting here, so I think I'm gonna have to cut this and lower it down just where the filter's at, and re-weld the plate back on, which kind of sucks, but I want to do it right the first time, so I guess I'm just gonna have to go ahead and do that real fast. All right, got this top piece cut off. It's actually kind of good, I guess, that I had to cut it open, because yesterday I got it kind of ahead of myself and welded this closed without putting the baffling in. I just got some steel wool that I'm going to put in the front end of this, and this will just kind of work as a way for the oil to stick to it. The air will come into here and it'll go through the steel wool, and as soon as the oil particles touch the steel wool, it'll grasp to it, and then it'll sink to the bottom and flow to the bottom of the pan here. So yeah, kind of forgot about that yesterday, so I can do that, and then I need to figure out a way to make it stay in there. Well, we are finally done welding it all up. Turned out pretty good. Man, I have a love-hate relationship with welding. Sometimes, like some of these is like that one, just like first try, just went down great. All these, pretty much all the ones that you won't be able to see. But then some of these up here, they took some redoing, and especially this spot. This spot was super hard. I don't know if I had a lot of contaminants in it or what, but it just did not want to lay down a good bead. But it's sealed up now, which we'll do tomorrow because it's late. Just need to cut a hole in there for the filter, like so, and she will be done. Bolt onto the car, get some fittings, we'll be good to go. So I think tomorrow we'll be ready to powder coat. Well, we are ready to get this powder coated. Good as it's gonna be. I ain't looking for perfect, just looking for a box, and this will do the trick. Just need to wait for the oven to heat up and we can start powdering. Well, we'll see how that turns out. I was trying to tape the fittings so that they would stay chrome. Figured that would look kind of cool with the black and then the chrome fittings, but it didn't want to cooperate. Tried taking them off and I started rubbing things, and so I just covered them, and it is what it is. So we'll let this sit and flash, and once it flashes, then we can start the timer and wait for 20 minutes, and hopefully it turns out good. Well, I think everything is done. Everything looks pretty good. We'll let it cool off and see what things look in the morning. Well, it's actually been a couple days since I got this powder coated. I've opened the door, but I haven't actually pulled it out and look at it. I wanted to wait to do it with you guys. So, but at first glance, this thing is looking awesome. See if we can get it out of here. Yeah, this thing turned out sweet. Powder coating is just so cool. Yep, that's gonna look real good in there. But let's get the filter on it so we can get the whole look. All right, we have the catch can sitting here where it needs to be. Filters in here, just seeing placement, everything's looking good. Now hopefully with all the pieces here I can get this all plumbed. So the idea is, the reason I put a hole in the bottom is so that I could have a drain, and I want it to be a fairly easy way to drain it without removing anything. So I got a ball valve here that I could just open and close, and I'll have a hose going out the bottom of the car, so I can just throw a pan under there, drain it, and should go pretty quick. So that's the plan there. And then obviously just plumb the breather hoses into the other holes. So pretty straightforward. So let's see if I have enough fittings here to make this all work. Well, she is officially done, I believe. This catch can turned out perfect. Shout out to my buddy Lucio, who just said, you should just build a one-off can for your car instead of trying to buy one and make it fit. And I'm glad I listened to him, because in the end, that worked out a lot better than trying to make one fit. So thank you, Lucio. And I think she's ready to go. I think I can call my tuner and say, hey, let's get this up there and see if we can make some power. I don't know, it's a pretty surreal feeling after everything I've been through with this car, and who knows, maybe something will come up again, but as of now, I think it is finally ready to just enjoy. So yeah, next step is dyno. So you better watch out for the next video. It's coming.